Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be building a subassembly for the ICM Ju 88A4 in 148 scale model kit, which will be out on the channel soon. And this is the Jumo 211 engine that is present in the aircraft. And I decided to make this more of a filler post, but also to show you how the engine builds up. So the engine builds up nicely, as you can see. It has a couple of pieces, and the kit comes with no aftermarket, and I'm also using no aftermarket whatsoever for the entirety of the kit and this kit, except for some Edward masks, which you will see on the complete build video. Also, this section will be excluded from the full build video to keep the video shorter and make it more compact, make the build more compact. So I feel like the engine, they did a pretty good job with the engine. So this engine is actually supposed to be the J1 or J2 variant. I'm not entirely sure which one it is. If there is someone among you who does know, please let me know in the comments. But the most of the detail in the engine is not even seen because the side panels are very small and you can't really see inside of the engines. But from what you can see, it's good, and the seam lines are pretty well hidden. So you won't be able to see any of those pretty big seam lines, especially not that one on the top. And the only thing that you'll actually be able to see is the exhaust and some of the side detail. And I wish I would have taken the seam lines on the exhaust off, but they're still there even in the end photos, which is a bit unfortunate. And I do go back and clean them up, but you will not see that here, unfortunately. On a brighter note, the fitment is actually very good here. Although I did have issues with this kit in other places, but I will talk about that on the full build video. And I did break a piece off, which is a bit unfortunate, but I do glue it back on. It's not in the correct position anymore, but it does the job pretty well since it's not even visible from the front or from the side, so who cares? And now this is the back wall that comes attached to the end of the engine. I also had some fitment issues here, but that was mostly on my part because I did place some of the pieces a bit incorrectly, which I did go back and fix. So everything went fine in the end and it's all good. But as you can see, I'm struggling to put it all together because they're not in the right place. Now on to everyone's favorite part, painting! So, I did prime the kit in black, which looks pretty good. And I'm just going to go ahead and apply a bit of detail with some aluminum color by Revell, which just goes on pretty well with a brush, but the brush is not the best, and as you can see the paint is a bit thick, and it does leave some brush marks which are visible in the end product through the wall, but it's fine because the engine is so small and the gap is so small. It's very noticeable anyway. I also went ahead and painted some of the wires in the same aluminum color, but I also did one more thing with these wires and I added a brass color to them, which I don't really know if it's accurate or not. So they're semi-aluminum, semi-brass, which I don't know if they're accurate, but they look good and that's all that matters in the end, right? I think that's right. I then went applied a rust color to the exhaust, which I believe I did a pretty good job. I applied it in thin layers, multiple layers. I then went on and added a bit of contrast with some darker rust. I mixed some rust together with some dark brown to get this color, and I think it went together pretty well. The colors and the elements, they mixed well. I also went on and dry brushed some black at the edges of the exhaust after I was done with this step, and then fixed any mishaps that happened during the painting process. And that concludes this sub-assembly of the ICM Ju 88A4 scale model kit. I hope you enjoy these final photos. I also went on and dry brushed some aluminum paint, as you can see, which I did not film. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys at the full build video. Take care. Bye bye.